There were markings. It's some form of Elvish.
It's no longer news that the much-anticipated Lord of the Rings series is currently being produced by Amazon Studios and Token Estate, New Line Cinema, and Trust HarperCollins since 2019. With the show scheduled to launch on Amazon Prime in 2021, we all enjoyed the Lord of the Rings movie franchise, so I'm pretty sure we're excited about the TV series, right? Today we're going to talk about the Lord of the Rings $1 billion TV series. But before we start, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on post notifications for this channel, and most importantly, give us a thumbs up. First, let's take a look how this TV series came to play. In July 2017, after the ownership rights issues was finally cleared between Warner Brothers and the maker of the immensely successful Lord of the Rings movie series, and Token Estate, the legal body of the writer J.R.R. Tolkien, the author which these books were based upon. After the settlement, Token Estate was looking for a potential partner to create a TV series based on the franchise. Amazon, HBO, and Netflix became the best choice to choose from. Eventually, it would be Amazon that would get the best of its competitors and start negotiations. Interestingly enough, Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos was initially personally involved in the discussions for the first time after previously giving Amazon Studios a directive to make a TV series that would match Game of Thrones' popularity. After about 2 months of negotiations, Amazon would require a 5-season contract with the possibility of more adaptations for a whopping $250 million, with the production cost not yet added, almost rivaling the whole project of the entire Lord of the Rings movie series back then of $281 million, a move many described as shocking since there was no solid crew at the time to work on the project. The series budget for season 1 was estimated to be about $465 million in comparison to roughly $90 million spent on Game of Thrones season 1, with about $114 paid in taxes to New Zealand, making the entire 5-season budget exceed $1 billion, putting it to become the most expensive TV series in history. However, Amazon Studio chief Jennifer Salk is optimistic that it will draw the right amount of viewership and fan base to make the money worth it. As she said, describing the cost as a crazy headline that's fun to click on, but that is building the infrastructure of what will sustain the whole series. The series was set to begin production in 2019, 2 years after the sale, with some restrictions set by Token Estate. While the filming for season 1 was going on, Amazon announced a renewal for a second season. The move many described was to allow the time frame between the release for the 2 seasons to be relatively short. The writing of the second season, which caused the filming of season 1 to be halted for about 5 to 6 months to allow the filming to be reviewed, is already underway. Amazon Studio chief Salk had hinted the filming could take place in New Zealand. However, there were still options in other countries provided the environment was suitable enough, because we want everything to look amazing, she said. The initial filming had already begun in parts of Auckland and parts of Scotland, but in December, Amazon threatened to take production out of New Zealand due to the lack of filming space. The issue was later settled, with New Zealand offering to refund 25% of the taxes it had collected previously back to Amazon Studios. In June, it was then finally confirmed that, similar to how Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit was filmed in New Zealand, the TV series would do the same, with top executives Payne and McKay saying, "As we searched for the location which we could bring to life the primordial beauty of the second age of Middle-earth, we knew we needed to find somewhere majestic, with pristine coasts, forests, and mountains that is also home to world-class sets, studios, and highly skilled and experienced craftspeople and other staff." And we're happy that we're now officially able to confirm New Zealand as our home for our series based on the stories from J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings. Some parts of the series were already filmed in Scotland, but due to Brexit issues, the country fell out of favor. The filming was halted in March 2020 due to the lockdown caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, but resumed production in September. In January 2020, Amazon announced that the first season would consist of 8 episodes, before which Tolkien scholar and consultant Tom Shippey had said it would run for 20 episodes. It will be running on Amazon Prime in 2021. Just recently, it has been confirmed that 2 episodes were already in the bag. The first 2 episodes of the series were to be directed by J.A. Bayona, The Orphanage, Jurassic World, who's also an executive producer for the series, the other 4 by Wayne Chip, and the final 2 by Charlotte Brainstorm, Witcher, Jupiter Legacy. Up next, the question on everybody's mind: what's it gonna be about? The entire plot of the TV series is more or less a prequel, set about thousands of years before the events of Lord of the Rings movie and The Hobbit. Most people thought it would be a spin-off of the trilogy like in the movie series. Then in March 2018, the official Amazon Lord of the Rings Twitter account released maps which the series would be based upon. The maps showed lands that existed before the time of Aragorn, taking place in the Second Age, in comparison to the movie series and The Hobbit that take place thousands of years later later towards the end of the Third Age. The Second Age is known as when Sauron made the One Ring to control all other rings of powers, and when Smeagol would come across that ring, part of the main events of the movie series. The ring has been missing for over 1,000 years. The entire Second Age lasted for 3,441 years, with Amazon Studios looking to explore many undiscovered content. However, they also been heavily restricted by Tolkien Estate to work on events of the Second Age alone, so as not to alter or contradict the happenings of the Third Age of the Lord of the Rings movie series and Hobbit. As Tom Shippey said, it was necessary to keep the show Tolkien. However, they can add some small details by introducing an entirely new character, such as Tyra, to the cast. The writing security of the series is strict, with Jennifer Salk saying the writers who are currently making top-notch content are given utmost privacy and security with the windows of the rooms completely closed, a security guard outside, and a fingerprint sensor required to get into the room. Wow, the writing for the second season is already on the way. After The Lord of the Rings had been acquired in late 2017, one of the requirements of the contract between Amazon and the Tolkien Estate was that production would start within 2 years, hence the hunt for the crew began, with the movie series and the Hobbit director Peter Jackson seeming to be involved, but it would be later confirmed that he wasn't going to be a part of the series. As if the entire unrest caused by the purchase of the series was not enough, Amazon Studios would go on to shock the public again by hiring J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay in July 2018 as the main writers and executive producers, who before this had no notable works under their belt and a scanty IMDb page. A truly odd choice considering the scale of the series. Who knows, maybe they found a diamond in the rut or a ring at the bottom of a lake. There are speculations the writer of Star Trek was one that recommended the duo who had been writing as a pair since high school. However, not directly involved in the series, Peter Jackson would be asked to read the scripts and offer pointers. In May 2019, Brian Cogman, Game of Thrones, was hired as a consultant, then joined by Atienza, Lindsay Weber, Chertel Guado, J.A. Boyona, Bruce Richmond, Gene Kelly, and Ron Ames as the co-producer, Kate Hawley as the costume designer, Rick Henrik would be responsible for the production design, and Jason Smith for the visual effects task. John Howe, who had previously worked together with Tom Shippey, designed the maps that the Amazon Lord of the Rings Twitter account would release. He came in as an illustrator / concept artist. As the first season of production went on, Cogman and Kelly would lead the series, Caleb Green joining in as a new executive producer. Next up, the cast. Although not a remake of the Lord of the Rings movie series, the TV would include some of its characters. In 2019, casting for the series was already on full course worldwide, with extras being sought in New Zealand. Markella Kavanagh was rumored to play a regular role as Tyra. Poulter was called in to play Baldur, but would later leave due to scheduling conflicts with Maxim Bakery. Joseph Melway, who would most likely play the main villain, Orin. Emma Horvath and Morfydd Clark were both cast as members, with Clark playing a young Galadriel acted by Cate Blanchett in the movies. In January 2020, Robert Aramio would replace Poulter in playing Baldur. Sometime later, Amazon officially released the main cast list for the series, which includes Charlie Vickers, Arameo, Owen Arthur, Nazanin Boniati, Tom Budge, Charlie Sophia Nomvet, Clark, Megan Richards, Cruz Cordova, Kavanagh, Arvoth Mall, Dylan Smith, and Daniel Wyman. One of the executives of Amazon Studios, Vernon Saunders, commented that there were still quite several roles to be filled. In December 2020, Amazon released 20 new actors to work on the show, which were Kip Chapman, Anthony Crumb, Maxine Cunliffe, Tehran, Leon Wadman, Benjamin Walker, Sarah Zongabani, Blackburn, Baldry, new actor Ian Blackburn, Cynthia Adai Robinson, Tristan Gravel, Lenny Henry, Tasitha Jayasundara, Fabian McCollum, and Simon. A multinational cast ranging from New Zealand to the UK to the USA to Sri Lanka. This cast has resulted from a few years' search. In March 2021, Baldy announced on his social media handle that he had been asked to leave the show as Amazon wanted to take another approach to his character. Are you excited for the new Lord of the Rings series coming out on Amazon Prime? Will the series be the one that finds him, the one that binds him? Let us know in the comments down below. That's a wrap for today's video. Thanks for watching.